Did you know that executives should be open and transparent in their dealings with members, providing clear and accurate information about the union's activities and decisions? By adhering to these principles, trade union executives can build trust with their members, ensure fair representation, and uphold the integrity of the union. Our focus today on Did You Know? Some basic ethical practices or principles of executives on a trade union. Did You Know made possible compliments Courts Dominica Limited and of course your nation station, DBS Radio. Coming up shortly, we bring you the DBS Major Morning News. Just before we do so, we'd like to extend advanced birthday greetings to Andrew Atador, better known as Andois of La Plaine, residing at Roger, who will be celebrating his 101 birthday this coming Sunday, God willing. Greetings coming from his goddaughter, Rhoda Barron, and also from us here at the Nation Station. I'm sure the Dominica Council on Aging would also like to join in as well to wish you all the best, God's blessings, many more years to come. Hoping you're having a wonderful start to the weekend, and certainly wishing you a day filled with love and joy when your birthday rolls around this coming Sunday, God willing. Andrew Atador, better known as Andois of La Plaine, residing at Roger. Good morning and happy birthday greetings to you in advance, wishing you all the best when you get 101 this coming Sunday, God willing. Do take care. Up next, the DBS Major Morning News.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: several major contracts valued at $5.6 million are to be signed this morning under the Emergency Agricultural Livelihood and Climate Resilience Project. In news from the region, Guyana soldiers attacked 3 times in 24 hours amid tensions with Venezuela, and 50 people killed as Israel launches attack in northern Gaza. Good morning, I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. Details right after this.
Drink and win with Distinction Milk. Purchase 2 large cans or 4 small cans of Distinction Milk and you get a chance to take home a Ninja Blender, $500 cash, or $500 shopping voucher from any local store you like. Just write your name and telephone number on your receipt and drop it into the box at your store, or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt to 317-4130. That number again, 317-4130. It's that easy. Distinction Milk, 100% cow's milk. Better quality, better taste. Hurry, promotion ends soon. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, several major contracts valued at $5.6 million are to be signed this morning under the Emergency Agricultural Livelihood and Climate Resilience Project. Well, the contracts to firms and individuals are to undertake critical restoration and construction projects across the island to further advance agricultural recovery. Among the contracts to be signed are the rehabilitation of the Waitikubuli National Trail segments 4 and 11, improvement works at the Newtown and Fonkole fish landing sites, development of the Portsmouth feed mixing plant, material for boat building, refurbishment of Dexia multi-purpose packhouses, and irrigation equipment and supplies, and supply of lumber. The contract signing ceremony is set for 10 o'clock at the State House Conference Center this morning. The Emergency Agricultural Livelihood and Climate Resilience Project is a landmark initiative aimed at restoring agricultural livelihoods and is funded by the World Bank, valued at $25 million. The projects also aim to build climate resilience for farmers and fisherfolk affected by Hurricane Maria, and the project is a vital part of Dominica's long-term strategy for recovery and sustainability in agriculture. In some more news this morning, a former chairman of the Public Service Commission says the appointment of over 60 non-established workers this week signals a new day for employees in Dominica. Dr. Damian Dublin says the matter of regularizing non-established workers has been discussed over several years. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit announced the appointment of workers this week and said that other non-established workers will be appointed.
This has been a sore issue from my tenure, even before my tenure, which we have been trying to resolve. The recognition of the worth of this category of employees, which was designated probably in colonial times to put a separation of the category of employees. The recognition of their worth to the country is noteworthy, very productive in their area, but just because of the regulations, the way the system was organized, they were placed in that category, which denied them of many benefits. The union has been trying, working, making proposals to rectify it. The government responded by passing legislation to ensure that non-established workers could participate in the government housing loan board scheme, and they could get some sort of pensionable arrangement. So I'm very happy to finally note that the decision is taken or being contemplated to ensure that this category of workers are permanently employed, because they are in all areas of public service, in very important areas too. And I think that's a very good move, and I'm happy to recognize the importance of it and support it fully.
And that was the former chairman of the Public Service Commission, Dr. Damian Dublin. Meantime, non-established workers who met Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit this week told DBS News that their appointments will serve as recognition for the many years of service to Dominica.
Well, today is a very exciting day for us because it's been 9 years I've been working with environmental. So today I'm just happy that we are considered for appointments. So let us put the icing on the cake. Thank you very much, PM, and everybody that had part in this.
Like I said, what we do is collect revenue for the state. It was a relatively good meeting. It met some of the expectations, although there's a lot more that can be done. But for being appointed, it's a step in the right direction. The news I got is that we will be appointed soon. Like I said, I've been there for 26 years and I've been appointed, and I was at one point was really like not motivated to go to work anymore, but there seems like there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
I find it was a very productive meeting. That's something we have been waiting for a very long time, and at least it's better late than never. So I'm very happy that we had some of the issues addressed, and I hope before too long that things will come into place.
Something else long time in coming. I'm very grateful for that because I'm at this position for 20 years now. So it's something I can clap about, and I want to thank the Prime Minister for taking the decision. I find it's a good gesture for us. I can't find another word to say. Great is something small, so it's good.
Non-established workers who received news this week that their appointment has taken effect. In some more news, the Independent Regulatory Commission, the IRC, has announced a new measure for Dominica's electricity pricing structure. The Commission proposed a time of use, or TOU, tariffs measure, which will take effect once new electricity rates are approved for Domlec. IRC's Executive Director is Justin Case.
The customer has the option to shift certain loads that are shiftable to the period of off-peak, whereby they can take advantage of a lower rate. It's a twofold benefit. One, when you enter into the off-peak period, you automatically benefit. Or you can shift certain loads from on-peak to off-peak, which will be a further benefit to the customer. We keep on saying in the past to the media that we will do our best to make rates affordable. Now we are aware that most people want to see the rates lower. We can't speak to that just yet. But then from the IRC's point of view, we would try to keep the rates as affordable as possible. So that measure that we have taken is to do so. So it will ameliorate any impact of any increase, because the customer now has a choice to move some of their loads to the off-peak period, which enjoys a lower rate.
And that's the IRC's Executive Director, Justin Case. The United Nations Special Rapporteur on the Promotion and Protection of Human Rights has given Dominica high marks for its ability to deal with climate change impacts. Elisa Morguera, who arrived here this month at the invitation of government to determine the manner in which climate change is impacting on human rights, says government and the people of Dominica have shown remarkable resilience. Morguera presented her report to the Dominican media this week.
Now, Dominica, like many other small island states, has been very much disproportionately affected by extreme weather events that have become more frequent and intense due to climate change. Tropical Storm Erika in 2015 and Category 5 Hurricane Maria in 2017 resulted in catastrophic human rights impacts across the country. Facing such large-scale human rights impacts and damages in such short period of time, Dominica has been able to secure an impressive and fast recovery across various economic sectors, delivering social services and restoring freshwater resources and other natural resources. While international support reached Dominica a few days after Hurricane Maria, a critical role was played by the national budget, by volunteerism and extreme dedication among residents, and solidarity across the Caribbean. So my findings clearly underscore the significant progress that has been made to protect rights to adequate housing, food, health, water, and education as part of the recovery and the implementation of Dominica's Climate Resilience and Recovery Plan. The public expenditure for all these activities is also particularly significant, and for instance, just public expenditure for housing reconstruction and repair, which was prioritized, resulted in an allocation of 15% of the GDP through 2017 and 2019.
And that's the UN Special Rapporteur on the Promotion and Protection of Human Rights, Elisa Morguera. The annual Grand Four Achievement Day celebration is to be launched on Sunday. Well, Achievement Day activities will run from May 25th to the 1st of June. Omari Hillier is a member of the Grand Four Achievement Day Organizing Committee.
Join us on May 18th, 2025, as we launch the event of this year's Achievement Day celebration. Our theme, celebrating culture, community, and connection. The ceremony, taking place on the Grand Fond Hardcourt, will present speeches from guest speakers, including Honorable Greta Roberts, performances from village groups, and presentation of awards to outstanding villagers as well as past committee members. Details of the upcoming events will also be given as the community welcomes residents, neighboring villagers, and national individuals. Remember, May 18th, 4:30 p.m., the Grand Fond Hardcourt.
Omari Hiller of the Grand Four Achievement Day Committee. Let's head into news from the region this morning as Guyanese soldiers have come under attack 3 times in 24 hours in the oil-rich Essequibo region, which is also being claimed by neighboring Venezuela. Well, Venezuela is set to hold elections in the disputed region next month. Armed men in civilian clothing carried out 3 separate attacks on troops conducting patrols on the Cuyuni River in the disputed Essequibo region. On each occasion, the Guyana Defense Force executed a measured response and there were no injuries, but the Guyana Defense Force says it will continue to respond to acts of aggression along the Guyana-Venezuela border. Both countries lay claim to the Essequibo, which makes up 2/3 of Guyana's territory and is home to about 125,000 of its more than 800,000 citizens. And on the international scene, at least 50 people have been killed in a reported Israeli offensive in northern Gaza. Palestinians in the north say Israel launched a large-scale ground, air and sea assault in the early hours of this morning, and the Israeli military is yet to comment. According to local residents, the assault began with smoke bomb barrages, followed by intense artillery shelling from nearby Israeli positions. Well, that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. Several major contracts valued at $5.6 million are to be signed this morning under the Emergency Agricultural, Livelihood and Climate Resilience Project. Guyana soldiers attacked 3 times in 24 hours amid tensions with Venezuela, and 50 people killed as Israel launches attack in northern Gaza. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Soft Weave bathroom tissue, napkins, and paper towels are the perfect choice for your home. Manufactured with virgin fibers, it's the quality that you and your family deserve. New Soft Weave Total Hygiene bathroom tissue is produced at high temperatures to remove microorganisms. It's pH controlled to protect your skin and produced with UV light disinfection to eliminate bacteria and viruses, providing maximum protection. Soft Weave, distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and sold island-wide.
Soft Weave, quality, affordability, manufactured with you in mind.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News, covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Well, welcome to the morning sports. Let's begin with track and field news. All eyes will be on the track in Qatar this morning as Olympic gold medalist Thea Laffour-Gadson participates in the women's triple jump in the Jetor Doha Diamond League. Well, the competition is set to get underway at 11:23 this morning Caribbean time. Laffour-Gadson is entering this morning's competition as the number 2 ranked jumper in the world. She's also coming off a 4th place finish at the World Indoor Championships in China earlier this year. It was her first meet since knee surgery after the Olympics. Well, Thea's coach Aaron Gadson told DBS Sports that since the World Indoors, Thea has made some improvements. He says her knee is not yet back to full strength, but he feels that she is able to do what she needs to do to get some good results. He says Thea has gained back all of her muscle mass and her hop is very powerful right now, and they're just working on building the speed and making some more technical improvements. And he says that he's confident that she will do well this morning and thinks that she should be able to jump in the region of 14.3 to 14.60 meters. In some more sports this morning, Olympic swimmer Jasmine Schofield will be hoping for some better results when she heads back to the pool today as she continues to represent Dominica at the 2025 Pan Am Aquatics Championships in Colombia. She will participate in the 50-meter butterfly later today. Yesterday, she competed in the 100-meter freestyle, and she came up just short of setting a new personal best and national record as she finished in 8th place. She swam a time of 1 minute, 3.86 seconds. The national record stands at 1 minute and 2 seconds. Well, the race was won by Carabello of Cuba in a time of 58.36 seconds. Schofield will also participate in the 50-meter freestyle tomorrow as well. Let's move on to some cricket news as John Campbell and Jediah Blades have been added to the West Indies one-day international squad for the upcoming tours of Ireland and England, as Sherfane Rutherford and Romario Shepherd have been granted permission to remain in India to fulfill their IPL commitments. Well, the IPL was suspended last week due to regional tensions between India and Pakistan, which raised safety concerns for the players. The IPL is set to continue on Saturday, and Cricket West Indies says it is confident in the BCCI's ability to maintain a secure environment for the remainder of the tournament. Cricket West Indies also acknowledged that the players have individual contractual obligations and supports those who opted to stay in India. Well, the Ireland series will get underway next week. John Campbell comes in for Sherfane Rutherford for the Ireland leg, while Blades replaces Shepherd across both legs. Shimron Hetmeyer, who is also unavailable for the Ireland series, is expected to join the team for the England leg of that competition. Meantime, Jos Buttler will skip the Indian Premier League playoffs if Gujarat Titans qualify so that he can play a full part in England's one-day and T20 series against the West Indies. The former captain is one of 5 players named in the England ODI squad who are currently in the IPL. Well, let's stay with our cricket news because the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy says the team will not be taking anything lightly ahead of their ODI series with Ireland. The 3 one-day international series will be played from the 21st of May. The Caribbean side trained yesterday for the first time since arriving earlier this week at Cricket Ireland's High Performance Centre.
First of all, it's good to be back on the job. I mean, we've not played competitive cricket since December when we played Bangladesh. So it's good to be in Ireland, watching the guys practice. They're eager to go. And again, our mission don't change. You know, all we've been building from 2023 is to World Cup 2027. So we're still on the quest. The little steps that we have to take in order to make sure that we get there is against Ireland, and a team that has been very competitive over the years, especially against us. So we're not taking anything lightly in their own conditions. So it's good that we're here a couple days early to get acclimatized. And so far, I love what I see in the nets. Well, with the IPL going along, some of our key players Chauvin and Shepherd, with their teams in the playoff position, and they will miss the Ireland ODI series. John Campbell comes in, and the rest of the squad remains the same.
And that's the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. Cricket West Indies could announce the new West Indies Test captain as early as this afternoon. DBS Sports has learned that the board is expected to meet today to ratify recommendations coming from the assessment panel of Director of Cricket Miles Bascom, CWI's Cricket Committee Chairman Enoch Lewis, and head coach Darren Sammy and CEO Chris Derrin. 6 players have been identified as possible candidates for the next West Indies Test captain. The players are Jomel Warrican, Joshua Da Silva, Roston Chase, Tevin Imlach, Justin Graves and John Campbell. Meantime, Cricket West Indies Director of Cricket Miles Bascom says the process forms part of Cricket West Indies' long-term plans for the Test team.
Definitely, it's something that we have, we've shifted to in terms of planning long-term. So we know where we are currently in Test cricket. We have no delusions about, what can happen in the short term. But as you rightly alluded to in asking the question, if we are to make strides in Test cricket, we need to have complete alignment over that long-term vision. So from board, secretariat, myself, director of cricket, head coach, and whoever is identified as captain, and those persons who are identified as leaders in training must also be aligned to what we are trying to achieve over the long term. I'm very sure that very soon the head coach will have the opportunity to speak to his plan for Test cricket, and even that was considered in this comprehensive process. It was about trying to find the best candidate who can best align to that long-term vision.
And that's the Cricket West Indies Director of Cricket Miles Bascom. Meantime, CWI Chief Executive Officer Chris Derrin says the process to select the captain went well.
We're going to be announcing our Test captain very soon. We've gone through a very thorough process, probably the first time in history, the kind of process that we've actually put our shortlisted candidates through, with interviews, with psychometric testing, etc. Everything to help them develop as leaders. I would have, as an executive, would have gone through similar processes. And our Test captain is probably one of the most important leaders of the region. And so you have to give everybody an opportunity who are leaders to develop. And so we have a great pool of talent to pick from, and we're excited about that announcement, which will be coming shortly.
And that's CWI Chief Executive Officer Chris Derrin. Meantime, former West Indies selector Lockhart Sebastian feels that Roston Chase or Tevin Imlach should be the next captain.
The West Indies red ball team will be announced today, this afternoon. In fact, I think there's a press conference in Barbados. 6 guys were interviewed. I mean, if you go by process of elimination, you look at Jomel Warrican, I don't think he's an established player on the side, so I would count him out. There is Joshua Da Silva. I don't think he can make the starting 11 for West Indies, so I'll rule him out as well. Similar Justin Graves, I don't think he's a sure pick on the West Indies, so he's another one I would eliminate. John Campbell, well, he's just come back after 2-year suspension. He's done well this year. I don't think I would have him now. So you're looking at 2 people, Roston Chase and Tevin Imlach. You look at Roston Chase, I think he's an ideal man to bat at number 6. He can bowl off spin. So if I were to name a captain now, I probably would go for Roston Chase with Tevin Imlach as the vice captain. That is the way I would go now. And we will know sometime this afternoon.
And that's the former West Indies selector, Lockhart Sebastian. Let's stay with cricket news because there was an all-round effort from Jed Joseph last night in the cool and smooth T20 tournament in St. Kitts. But his efforts were not enough to guide his team to victory as that competition continued last night. Of course, Jed Joseph playing for the Brown Hill Dolphins. They went down to the Sandy Point Snappers. Snappers batted first and made 125 for 8 in their 20 overs. Jed Joseph took 2 for 13. The Dolphins chasing 126 to win. They were 98 for 6 after 18.1 overs when the game came to an end. And they lost that game by 12 runs via the Duckworth-Lewis method. Jed Joseph, he had gotten a score of 15 in the process. Jelani Joseph, his brother, he bowled 4 overs, conceding 20 runs without picking up a wicket. So a win for Jelani Joseph over Jed Joseph, and that's in the Cool and Smooth T20 tournament in St. Kitts. The other Dominican we have featuring in that competition is Stefan Pascal, and his team, the Government Road Stingrays, will be in action tomorrow as they take on the Brown Hill Dolphins. And we can also tell you that there's one match on tonight, and that's as the DFA Premier League resumes. Connect 767 Courts Ready Cash East Central, where they'll be looking to climb out of the cellar position as round 7 gets underway tonight. East Central, remember, they're only with 1 point so far in the competition. They've not managed a win so far in their 6 matches played. They will come up against Petro Caribe Point Michelle tonight. That game gets underway at 6:30 at the DFA Technical Center. And there's also netball activities on this afternoon as the Sports Division Secondary Schools Under 14 competition continues. At Marigot at 2:30, we will see the Northeast Comprehensive A team taking on the Northeast Comprehensive B team. At the Windsor Park is the Wesley High School coming up against the Portsmouth Secondary School. And the second game at Windsor Park will see the Goodwill Secondary School battling the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School. Well, that's a look at sports this morning. We'll have some more sporting highlights for you throughout the course of the day. Remember, we'll be monitoring Thea Laffoe-Gadson as she goes in search of a good performance in the Diamond League. And we'll also keep our ears listened out as we're looking forward to the next West Indies Test captain. An announcement could come as soon as today. That's the morning news and sports. We'll see you later on. I'm Gavin Richards saying good morning.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
DBS News. Accurate, up-to-date, professional. We bring you the news of the nation via 3 newscasts, Monday to Saturday at 7 a.m. The DBS Major Morning News, 1:15 p.m. your lunchtime news bulletin, and at 6 in the evening, the DBS Evening News. Call us at 448-4302. Listen on www.dbcradio.net. Don't forget to like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/DBS Radio. Stay on top of the nation's news with your nation station, DBS. 7:34 is the time here on Your Nature Isle, made possible compliments